So before anything else, let me introduce to the topical workbook for computer science 2210 or 0478. This is the workbook 1 for paper 1, basically computer systems. And as you can see from the table of contents, I've included questions on each and every subtopic from the syllabus along with the mark scheme. And these are some of the actual questions, actual pages as a preview from the workbook. Section 1.1, 1.3, 2.2, 3.2, 5.3 cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. This is just to show you a glimpse of what type of questions are included in the workbook. There are many more questions where these come from, and around 18 to 20 questions on an average are included for each and every topic. A must buy if you want to boost your grade. Similar to the paper 1 workbook, I have designed a paper workbook for paper 2 as well. This is for algorithm, programming and logic for CIEs either 2210 or 0478 GCE or IGCSE Computer Science. As you can see, it contains questions on every subsection of the syllabus content for paper 2 along with the mark scheme, so you can understand each and every question, each and every algorithm. These are some of the few pages from the workbook just to give you a glimpse of what type of questions are included. As you can see, this is 7.1, this is 7.7, 8.3 and section 10 Boolean logic. So a lot more questions are included in the workbook. A must buy if you want to have a very good score in your Cambridge examination. Order now. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope you guys are doing fine. So today we are going to start our discussion on another scenario based 15-mark question, so that you get the maximum practice before your paper number 2 and you are able to ace it. So now this question says that the names of patients are stored in a one-dimensional array that is named patient of type string. It contains names only. A separate two-dimensional array readings store the this one stores the latest data recorded about each patient. The array already contains the readings taken by a nurse for each patient. Temperature measured to one decimal place. Pulse rate is a whole number. The temperature reading should be in the range 31.6 to 37.2 inclusive. Pulse readings should be in the range 55.00 to 100 inclusive. The hospital number given to the patient is used for the index on both arrays. This is a value between 1 and 1000 inclusive. When the data for a patient is checked, a warning is given if any of the readings are out of range. If both readings are out of range, then a severe warning is given. Write a procedure using pseudocode that meets the following requirement. Take the hospital number as parameter. Checks if the number is valid. Outputs an error message and exits the procedure if number is not valid. If the hospital number is valid, output the patient's name, output normal reading. If both readings are within range, output warning and the name of the reading. For example, pulse, if one reading is out of range, output severe warning and the names of two readings if both readings are out of range. Output warning and okay, if both readings are out of range, exit the procedure. You must use pseudocode or program code and add comments to explain how your code works. Do not initialize the data in the array because they are already made and data is already stored onto them. Now how you are going to solve it, it is quite simple in the sense that you only have to make a procedure and that's it. Now let's see how it's done. So first of all, we'll declare our variables and constant. Now the first of our variables would be an integer that would be by the name of hospital number, so we can take it as an input from the user and provide it to the procedure as parameter. Next we have, I've made four constants to be used as upper and lower limit for temperature and pulse reading, but if you want you can skip this part and you can directly use it by write it by using an if condition. This is not necessary, this part is not necessary. Then we'll start our definition of a procedure. Now a procedure, that would be the keyword, and now let's name it as check patient, and we'll be giving it a parameter, so we have to mention that we'll be providing it with a parameter hospital number by with having the data type integer. Now first of all we need to validate the hospital number, so we'll apply a range check that if hospital number is greater than equal to 1 and it is less than equal to 1000, then do what? Output the name of the patient. How do we do that? We simply use the hospital number as index and we take the relevant value from the patient's array. Then we check whether the temperature and pulse reading are normal or not. So if reading hospital number 1 is less than equals to temp high and reading hospital number 1, now this is being used here as an index number, whereas this is being used as the column number. So if the first reading means temperature reading both high is less than or equal to high and greater than or equal to the low temperature, and the pulse reading means column number 2, again will use the same index number as the raw number. If your reading is less than equals to pulse high and greater than or equal to pulse low, if both of these conditions are being met, means your temperature also relies in the range and your pulse also relies in the range, then what we do, then output normal readings. And if now we are going to check if any one of them is out of range. So first of all we'll check, we can use brackets here as well. First of all we'll check temperature, that if it is less than equals to temp high and greater than equal to temp low, and but the temperature readings are fine, but the column number 2 reading for the pulse, they are greater than pulse high or less than pulse low, then do what? Output warning pulse, that your pulse reading are not in the range. Then we are going to check if pulse is fine but temperature readings are out of range, so we'll again use another if reading hospital number 1 means this is the index number, the raw number, and this is the column number, greater than temp high or less than temp low, like if the temperature reading is greater than the maximum allowed temperature or lower than the lowest allowed temperature, and the pulse readings are fine, like pulse reading are within the range, this formula makes sure that both conditions are checked at the same time, then output warning temperature, your pulse is fine but your temperature is out of range. Now we are going to check both if both of the values are out of range, so we'll simply combine this logic and this logic, that if temperature reading is greater than temp high or less than temp low and pulse reading is also either higher than pulse high or lower than pulse low, then print severe warning, pulse and temperature, just as instructed in the question. And if else, like why else? This else is for the very first if, that if hospital number is not greater than equal to 1 and less than equal to 1000, like if your provided hospital number does not lie within the range of 1 to 1000, then what to do? Then output or print invalid hospital number and if and procedure. And if you want to include how to call this procedure, then simply take an input from the patient. Please enter hospital number, input hospital number, then use the call keyword to call this procedure. This is the name of the procedure, call check patient, and within the round bracket, within the parenthesis, will provide it with the parameter that we have just taken input. And why? Because there is nothing else that is required in the question. We are all done. So I hope you have understood this question. Please do practice it and do let me know if you have any confusions, if you have any problems, if you have any issues. Leave them in the comments below. Do share it with your friends as well who might be giving computer science. Also check out my physics lectures as well. I have uploaded so far I've uploaded lectures till section 4.4. All the lectures of either physics or computer are in chronological order according to the syllabus, the guideline and or the topic points given in the syllabus, so nothing is left out. You won't have to search. I hope to see you guys in another video. Good luck for your paper. Take care. Allah Hafiz.